Boom! Welcome to the Bard of All Trades podcast. I'm your host, BradElBard, and it brings me amazing pleasure to have on my coach, one of my best friends, and again, episode number 2. He was episode number 2 originally.
Yes.
We had some snafus on that one. We're not gonna have any fuck ups on this one though.
Much better now. Better setup.
we got
professional.
Hell yeah. Got even more space, so I can't get heel
Dude,
hooked by this guy.
I
Well, yeah, we got Andrew Kochel on the show. Before we start, I just want to give some shout-outs to my sponsors. Valley Jiu-Jitsu, repping the shirts right now. If you guys are in the Allentown area and you want to train with this monster,
Please come in.
yeah, come visit, man. You get a week free if you come try it out.
Yes.
And then Vedinian as well. If you guys like creative writing, horror, and sci-fi, check out his website. Link is in the description. And a giant shout out to my $10 a month Patreon subscriber, Sam Diefenbach. If you guys are in the Reading area and you want some fucking massages, check out Sam on Instagram. I think it's Dr. Bach or something like that. I'll have to double check that one.
You know, I never even got a massage from Sam.
Bro, you gotta get a massage from Sam, bro. He's the only one I go to anymore, unless like I get like a gift card or something from some.
Sure.
I'll check that out. But
That might be some good pre-competition massage.
oh, dude, Sam, you roll with Sam.
Yeah.
He's so strong, bro. He does this shit where like he'll use your own body weight. Like he'll lay you down on a table.
Yeah.
He'll put his hands like on your back and let
Interesting.
your body weight do the work while he just puts that at an angle. God, I love Sam's
I'll
massages.
definitely be stopping in for Sam. Boy.
Yo,
I'll
for
tell you
sure.
that.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, but so we just got done with Emerald City.
Yes,
I
sir.
filmed it. You tapped somebody in like a minute.
I did. Yeah.
Nick Wiley.
Nick Wiley. Yeah.
Yo, tell us about it, man.
Well,
You had that
first wanna
fucking flying guillotine shit.
I'll start off by saying I fought Nick Wiley about a year ago at Fight to Win.
Okay. How
He
did
was
that
beating
go?
me in the match, and I ankle locked him and won.
Oh, nice.
Terrible performance on my end.
Oh, okay.
This time I went out there with a different strategy. The first time I kind of pulled guard. I played kind of a conservative bottom game, tried to sweep. Didn't work so
He's
well.
a wrestler, right?
Very good wrestler. When I fought my Fight to Win, he was 7-0. So I knew he was pretty good. So I kind of went out there and kind of was too relaxed. At Emerald City, I went out there to kill him.
Yeah.
Different game. I sat guard, went for a flying guillotine off the sit, kind of flew him off guard. He took like a sloppy single leg shot and I got the guillotine. Anybody who knows me, I probably have, I believe, 157 guillotines in competition.
Yeah.
So if I get that guillotine, it's usually over.
A wrap,
Usually.
yeah.
But actually, I actually went back and watched the event. I competed, obviously, so it's hard to like understand the whole event when you focus on competing.
Of course. You got that
But-
tunnel vision, right?
But watching the event actually on the replay is actually even better. You guys did a whole great job as a whole team.
Yo,
It was
thank you,
It was
man.
really
That
amazing.
means
I'd hire you for any event I had, for real, honestly.
Yeah,
It was really good.
that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember when you threw that you went for that single leg and then you jumped for the guillotine, man. The crowd was like,
And
fucking flipping out,
I think
dude.
that's what I love the most about the sport, actually. When I'm out
Yeah.
there competing, like for example, when I meet Damiensen, for example, at the event, the crowd was going nuts. That's what I like. It kind of makes me want to compete better. It, like makes me more focused on the match.
Hell yeah,
If I was
man.
Damien, I definitely would have been.
Yo,
hyped to
he
be out
he
there.
had to be on fire, man.
sure, you
He
have
was
to
he
be.
was performing really well as well.
Yes.
How do you think if you would have cut down, how do you think you would have performed in that bracket?
I think I could have beat like half the guys for sure. I think the weight cut would have been even harder than the
Rough.
competition itself.
Damn,
I walk
dude.
at like 67, so that's 22 pounds. I don't have a lot of fat to lose.
For
But
sure.
that being said, I think I could have beat half the guys for sure. I think I could have won the whole thing depending on who I got. Obviously, Gianni, Lippo would have been tough.
Yeah,
I think Keith would have been tough for me.
for sure.
And
yeah.
then me and Damien fought twice before. We're 1-1.
Nice.
So that could have been a toss-up depending on the day. But he's improving at an amazing rate every day as
Yeah.
well. So he's obviously always going to be tough.
Yeah, he definitely is. He looked thin. He
Before the
looked
tournament
thin for
started,
that
who do you
event,
have to
too.
win?
Well, you know what? So I was asking this. It was so funny. Like I'm about to pull up the text message because I asked you the same question.
Yes.
I was asking people around, right? Because I didn't know all the names.
Yes.
But obviously you had Kennedy, Misael, and
Yes.
he's like number 1 IBJJF guy. So I was like, well, I'm gonna put my money on him.
For
And I
sure.
know Keith is like very good.
Yes.
And he's, he just beat like a lot of really good dudes now that he's back on the
Yeah.
competition
And the thing
scene.
with Keith is he might be the best overtime player.
That's what I'm saying,
He's
man.
very good
Everyone
from
was
the back.
saying that.
Very
Mhm.
good. So I wouldn't want to fight him in anything with b.o.a.t.
Yeah. Well, we were just watching him at Naga as well.
Yes.
He got, I think most of his wins were rear naked
Oh,
choke.
yeah.
I saw him like he was inverted. Like I was expecting like a lot of heel hook stuff.
Yeah.
He was just taking it back every time. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, man, this man's hunting.
He's good
for
at everything.
next.
He's all around good.
Yeah, definitely is.
For sure.
But I was thinking like a lot of people were saying like Keith, Damien, and Kennedy, and then I told Sam that I'm like, man, because like I'm setting up
for
the
sure.
event and I'm asking like some of my friends that are showing up like doing the weigh-ins and stuff. I'm like, yeah, what do you think? Who do you think's gonna win X, Y, and Z? And a lot of people were saying those 3 names. I told Sam and he said, man, Don't sleep on Johnny Grippo. Sam said that to me.
That's true.
Yeah.
He actually surprised me.
Yeah.
He's not usually known for like footlocks.
Yeah.
But his first match, obviously,
that
he won
was
by
rough.
I guess heel hook. It was
Yeah.
just whipped the leg off. But even when he got into his own leg entanglements, like people entered on him, he was very good like staying calm and escaping.
Yeah.
He had a good game plan for the whole tournament for sure.
Definitely,
Very
man.
good.
It seemed like he was definitely like tuned in.
Yeah, he was focused.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he wanted that $10,000, man. Well, you even called that Final Four, right?
I did. I think
in the chat, in the text.
in my
I'm about
opinion, the
to look
Final
back
Four is
through it.
easy to call.
Yeah.
I think after got to the Final Four, anybody could have beat anybody.
Yeah.
That's what got interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here you go. I wish I could throw this on the camera. So my Final Four is Kennedy, Keith. You spelled Gianni's name wrong.
I did.
Now that I'm looking at it.
But I fixed it then, though, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you corrected it. And then Damien, he said.
Yeah.
So, man, dude, you fucking called the
I had
whole
the
event.
exact Final Four. The toughest one for me was actually Damiensen versus Gabriel Souza.
Dude,
in the second
Gabriel
round.
was so fun to
And,
watch, man.
Because Gabriel was actually a world-class guy. I think he won a world championship before, and he's very good.
Yeah.
I just thought Damien's style would be able to capitalize again to a foot entry and eventually finish him, which is what happened.
Yeah.
So I kind of called it pretty good.
Yeah, I think so, man. Dude, the Gabriel fight, man. I was telling you earlier today
Yes.
too, man. He threw that body triangle in, and he had his hand up like a knife, like a spear,
Yes.
just going for that.
He was playing no games. He got up there, and I don't think he cared if he knocked him out with the strike, man.
Dude,
he just went in for it.
It was greasy,
He went
bro.
for the kill. Which
He was one of my favorite people to watch.
But to be fair, when you're competing for $10,000, I think anything goes at that level. You know what I mean?
For real, man.
You signed
Absolutely.
up for it. You know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying that on like you saw the shit on like Reddit and stuff.
Yes.
I was sending some stuff on the Instagram thing about what Gianni ended up doing to Keith, not Keith,
Ellis.
to Ellis Caradag.
Yes.
And man, like it's a lot of mixed thoughts out
It
there,
is.
man.
I think when you sign up for that, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, man.
I
Like,
don't
he had
blame
some of
Johnny
the-
at all.
some
He
of
went
the-
out there to win
yeah.
$10,000.
Yeah.
You know?
I understand it, man. I definitely there's like this is what I commented in the thread. I said, man, there's a reason I don't train like at a competition level with these guys.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going
I
into
mean-
competition against these guys because that's their job.
It is.
You know what I mean?
You know,
That's
half
how they
these
get
guys,
paid.
Like, I don't think people understand. Like, this is like they don't work. I
Yeah.
mean, they get paid doing jiu-jitsu. For Johnny, that $10,000 is the next couple months to help him.
Yeah.
He wasn't
for
playing
sure.
around. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
Some of these guys need the money, so
Definitely do, man.
it's kill or be killed.
Yeah,
It
for
is.
sure,
It really
for
is.
sure.
It's the truth of the matter.
Yo, and then obviously like we just came back from Naga
Yes.
and I was
Purple belt.
I was awarded this cute little thing right here.
Actually, probably long overdue, to be fair. You've been
Oh
training
my
a while,
God.
man, and you're getting very good.
I'll tell you this, man. I remember saying this a while ago. I think I said this to you on the first podcast. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I said it to someone else. But I said, like, for you to get a belt, I said that you should be able to win in competition at the belt level that you are.
Yes.
And I had never gotten a gold medal at blue belt.
Yes.
But then I had this conversation with another good friend of mine, and he was saying that the belt is more than competition, because in
100%.
competition, it's not just how good you are at jiu-jitsu, it's how good your mental is in the
Yes.
moment and how good like you are as an athlete,
Yes.
right? And I'm just kind of curious, like, on your thoughts
Yeah,
of that,
so I
because
believe-
you know me better than I do to give me this.
Well,
You know
think
what I
for
mean?
anybody getting promoted and compete, let's just go competition-wise first. I think half the match is won or lost before you even step on the mat. I really do. There's matches where I tell myself I'm not gonna win, and like I don't compete well at all. I think there's definitely a mental side where you have to believe you're good enough to win to beat someone. You know, I think if you go out there saying you're gonna lose, a lot of times you're gonna lose the match.
Mhm.
I think that for me, what's been helping me actually recently, and I've been winning a lot more. Honestly, I've been beating a lot of high-level guys. It's just like I believe in myself now. I believe I can grapple with almost anybody out there and be competitive and win. I think just telling myself I'm that good actually makes me perform at that level better.
For sure,
what I mean?
man.
I think that's 100% the toughest part of any match for like me, at least as an athlete, is like believing in myself.
Yeah.
After I get past that, I compete a lot better.
What are some other things that help you compete well? Like, I feel like a lot of times, like for me specifically, when you're coaching me, I think I'm at my best. I don't know why it is,
Well,
but when I
tell you
hear that
this.
Andrew Kochel voice, bro,
Well, I
it
think I have a weird
changes-
accent, which you can probably hear with some
yeah,
people. But no, honestly, for me, what helps me the most, I think, is just competing more. It
yeah,
sounds weird, but like when I don't compete for like 6 months at a time, I think my first match or two when I'm back is hard for me.
for sure.
When I'm like competing like back-to-back weekends, like I did out at the beach, Emerald City. Now I'm competing this weekend in Alabama. I think like the consistency of competing makes it easier for me just because I figure I don't get as nervous after I did like 5 matches in a row. Like the 6th, 7th match, I already did this so much now. So I think like staying competitive helps me a lot.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense. Do you feel like you perform better or worse like when you have like a lot of people there? Because for me, I tend to get distracted. Like at the Fuji,
Yes.
I remember like I didn't have my headphones in on that one. Like the one back that was here at our
Yeah.
gym. We're actually parked at Valley Jiu-Jitsu right now.
We are right
in the
back.
bus.
It's awesome.
And I remember, man, like I was so distracted the whole time that like I just wasn't on my A game.
Yeah, but to be fair, you came that day. You weren't even gonna compete, right?
No, yeah,
You were outside work and you signed up with like 10 minutes left.
Yeah,
So you weren't even focused
Yeah.
to begin with.
for sure, man.
But actually, when my parents come, I think it's actually a little bit more nerve-wracking for me because I feel like my mom's more nervous than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that
Like,
can rub
Yeah,
off
I
on
think
you
it rubs
for
off
sure.
on me. Like I love when they come. I want them to come to every match.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like my dad's talking to me about my guy, and my mom's like, just don't get hurt. And then I'm thinking, oh shit, you know what I mean? Then
Yeah,
I'm
I better
starting to
not
think
get
about
hurt.
it,
Yeah.
So I definitely think the more people that comes makes it more nerve-wracking, but also then when I win, it's a better feeling.
Yo,
Like if
that
I
makes
win in
sense.
front of my whole family and team, the feeling is just you can't even describe it on the mic here. But if there's only like one guy there when I win, it's just like I know I won, but there's no
Yeah.
one there like celebrate with me.
Yeah.
So I think the big crowd is more nerve-wracking, but also it's worth more when you win in the end. You know,
Definitely,
like
man.
a lot better when you win in the end. Even Emerald City, I only had like 10 people there, but it still felt good.
Oh
to
man,
win,
I
you know?
think you had a good core group.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember.
See, Rat Pack had people there, and I consider Rat Pack like a second gym of mine, like a
Yeah.
second family. So they're also like they were there, kind of supporting me. So altogether, I had a lot of people there for me.
Yeah,
Just only had like 10 of my own like people, you know.
definitely,
Yeah.
man. It was good though. Like I saw Jason there in the seat. Like
Yes.
I remember when you showed up. I didn't know he was gonna be there. I was like, "Yo, JP." He was
Yeah.
like, "What?"
And then
Yo,
also
what?
like the whole team recording, I knew.
Yeah,
Brandon and stuff. I could
yeah,
see
of
the friends
course,
and
man.
stuff,
We
so
were behind
that
you.
helps
I
a
was
lot.
getting your good side.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
need
"Yo,
to.
switch to this angle, bro.
Yeah.
He's cuter on his side."
Just for the record here, every side of mine is good.
Yeah.
But we won't have to get that going too much right now.
That's fucking funny, man. So let me ask you this, man. Did you have a favorite fight of the night aside from your own?
Yeah, so probably Camlin Millet and that Estevan Martinez guy.
That was a good one.
Actually, to be honest, Camlin was probably winning the whole match until overtime. Camlin had some deep back takes, way naked chokes in, some triangle game, but Estevan just wouldn't tap anything.
Yeah.
He walked out. He was smaller than I thought. Not that that matters.
Yeah.
But like he walked down like I originally thought it was someone else coming out because he was so small. But
Yeah.
he just I see why they call him Giant Slayer. He's impressive for his size.
Yeah, definitely.
You have a different one?
Man, you know what was a really good one? That I really, really enjoyed was Sean Fitzpatrick versus Steve Joachim.
Oh, I love
And I'll tell you why. Because like the first time I rolled I had visited Sam like
Yes.
before Emerald City in Syracuse, and he invited me to his gym, Ultimate
Yeah.
Athletics. Like I have a bunch of podcasts with
For sure.
with those guys. And Sean was the first guy I rolled with, and it was in gi. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. My gi's all right. This guy destroys me, and he's a blue belt. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you outweigh me a little bit, but like, I felt so bad. I'm like, dude, I'm not even good. I felt like a white belt. Like, he
Just
fucked me
for the
up.
record here quick, Sean might be the best blue belt on the planet.
Yo,
We have to put that out there real quick.
yeah, man.
He's not the average blue belt.
Yeah, he's not, man. He's very in tune with like his skill on that. So when and then I watched him, like they invited me last minute again to go do like a grappling industries
Yeah.
in Connecticut while I was up there because Sam had to go to Texas for the ADCC thing, and I was like, screw it, why not? Like I have the
Yeah, more
Naga coming
matches,
up.
yeah.
Let me get like exactly like you said. I want to get the edge off of
sure.
being worried about competing.
Yes.
Let me just do it so I'm ready for the next one. And I ended up doing like my first advanced division.
Yeah.
I got trashed, but I
Up in
didn't
weight, though,
submit
too.
once. Yeah, and I went up a weight.
Yes.
And I went up a weight class because I wasn't cut all the way down
Yeah, I
for my
wouldn't
Naga weight yet. So I was in a really weird weight because I was like kind of dieting but kind of not at
Yeah.
the same time.
Which is tough.
Yeah, but Sean beat his whole absolute division. I
Yes.
was like, holy shit, dude! He beat like a guy from Black Hole, some 10th
You leg
planet guy.
locked him.
Dude, yeah,
Kind of
man.
leg locked him.
It was crazy. It was a counter
Yeah.
leg lock. Yep.
And that guy from Black Hole, I can't remember his name right now, but he's very good.
Yeah,
He's very
I had
good.
heard really good things about that
Black
guy
Hole in
as
general
well.
has a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my first impression of them. They were a sponsor for Emerald City actually. So I'd seen the commercial. Like I had to load
Yeah.
that into the stream, and I because of that I had to watch it a million times.
Sure.
But I recognized those guys right when they showed up.
Yeah.
I can't remember the dude's name because I never got to formally
I think the guy in
introduce
charge is
myself.
like Mike Wacker.
Yeah, that
something.
sounds
Yeah.
right. That sounds right.
Yeah.
But I recognized them. I'm like, oh, I know this rash guard.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. I've seen that 100 times from that commercial. But yeah, man, he tore them up. Everyone in that division, and then he ended up getting a heat stroke in the gi division. That tournament was fucked up, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, like he ended up losing by points, I think, to this other guy, and then like he couldn't even stand up. Like he had like the hand raise thing, and then right after that, like he just sat down and said, "Yo, dude, it was like super hot in there. It was like 100 degrees. I'm not shitting you.
You can't compete like that,
bro. It was it was nightmarish. There was so many heat casualties, bro.
That's crazy.
After every one of my advanced division ones, I ran over to the doctor table and I like put my hand in the ice to put some on my fucking head, dude.
Yeah, that's not a good.
It was fucked
that's
up.
Not a good environment,
dude. It was terrible. Afterwards, I went. There was like a creek outside. I jumped in that shit, dude. It was nasty. But anyway, I'm going on the mad tangents here. Yeah. But yeah, so like, and I know Steve because I had Steve on the show obviously already, and Steve's amazing. Like I cannot pass that dude's guard. Shit's bulletproof.
And he might have one of the tightest ankle locks out there.
For sure, man. Like Steve's not a game. So I was like, when I heard that matchup come up, I'm like, whoa, dude. Both of these guys are strong.
Yeah.
And have a very tight game. This is going to be a good match. I was telling Sam, like, because I had rolled with them both.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, this is a really good matchup. So when the match was on, man, that was one where, like, I was letting myself get a little distracted. Instead of running the stream, I was watching the match. I was like grabbing the table and shit. I'm like, oh, who's going to win this one, man?
Which has to be tough for you. Because you're trying to do a job, but you want to watch all the matches,
especially,
right?
like, your match was another one where, like, I was like, yo, I got to watch this one, man.
See, I don't know if I could do both.
Dude, it was hard.
I get distracted just sitting there like watching the matches in general.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It was so rough, dude.
But I think 99% of people would have voted on Steve to win that match.
For sure, man. Like I think he was the favorite.
By a lot.
But like I was talking to some people, like even some of like you guys, I was like, man, don't sleep on Sean. I just rolled with him and he's very good. He just won an absolute division. And I know that Steve's a black belt slayer himself. You know what I mean? I knew it was gonna be a good match. I was like, this is any of them that could win this one. So I'm excited for a rematch. I think a rematch out of them would be great.
Do we know?
I can't remember.
I know it was. I think it was an OT. I think Sean won in overtime.
Yeah, it's crazy because like right when I watch the match, right, like once the match is over, I'm back on, and like it sucks because like people were mentioning shit to me like, oh man, do you remember this match? I'm like, bro, I remember moments, but like I was distracted the whole time.
But there was a lot of matches.
Yo, there was a ton. Yeah. Like I remember highlights, right? Like you're fucking like the heel toe knee to that guillotine, bro. Like that I remember, like Gabriel Souza's knife hand. Yeah. Oh, dude, like there was some specific gangster shit that like made an impression on me. So. That was some really good stuff, man. So
I'm excited for next Emerald City too, Sam.
Definitely. So
get me a good match.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. You've been on every one of them so far.
I have been. Yeah.
So you're 1-on-1 on their bracket.
I did lose
so far.
the tacket in the tournament the first time in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It was good. Yeah. How do you think you would do against him in the future? Now that you kind of got to watch a match back, and I know you're practicing more OT stuff too, because it went to overtime.
I did lose in overtime. I made a flaw mistake of taking on ball in overtime. Probably should have took his back.
Mm-hmm.
But if Tackett's down to Andrew Tackett's down and come back to next Emerald City, we can run it back on the next show. If Sam can have him out, I think that would be a good one.
Definitely.
We can get some
it was an exciting one, man. Like
for sure.
The B&B media team that filmed Emerald City. Yes. I don't know if you saw the commercial.
Yeah,
but your match was on there because it was one of the most exciting ones. Yeah. From Emerald City 1, so we had to put that on there because man, you both of you were just moving like animals.
He's another guy who's just like scrappy, scrambly, you know. Once again, I think went out there playing that match too safe.
Yeah.
And then he could go out there and actually be more aggressive and give him some trouble in some positions,
Definitely.
But we have to have that happen to find out, I guess.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so funny, man. So what's in the future, man? Like we obviously have a competition coming up.
I'm competing this weekend at a Southeastern Submission Series. It's like an absolute tournament in Alabama. 16 guys, open weight, obviously, because it's absolute. I'm fighting John Gunther the first time. He was in the Ultimate Fighter.
Somebody
who watches UFC stuff, Ultimate Fighter. He was in the Ultimate Fighter a while ago, so I'm expecting that to be like a physical match. He's a lot bigger than me, so a big, strong guy. Obviously, it's no secret I'm gonna go out there trying to like lock him pretty quick. There's no secret to the strategy in this matchup. And then I'm doing a big quintet in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, October 16th.
Oh, tell me about that, man! You guys assembled quite the team, from what I've heard.
We tried to assemble it. First, let me go off by saying there's some good teams in this.
For sure.
So for us to have a chance to win,
tell me about some of the teams that are on there because I'm not familiar with this quintet.
Basically, it's in South Carolina. Okay. They took teams from all down south.
What's the promotion called?
Serious Grappling.
Serious, like
so So I actually did many serious grappling events. I actually won the I believe the lightweight or the welterweight title in the last show. But so anyway, there's a quintet going down. They formed all the best teams from down south. So there's like guys from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, forming good teams down there. So for us to go down from up this way, we had to get a pretty good team.
Yeah, for sure.
So I assembled myself.
Are you the captain of the team?
I assembled the team, yes.
That's
I'm technically
awesome,
half
dude.
the captain. But if we wanted to win, I had to get some guys from outside the little circle here.
Yeah,
So I hit up Dylan Massington first.
obviously.
So I got myself, Dylan Massington, Dylan Golafalo from 10th Planet, Long Island.
Dude, Dylan's been killing
He
it
is very
out there,
good.
man.
I actually never rolled with Dylan.
He's been beating some really good
But
guys out there.
I watched
man.
some of his matches. I seen him compete in person. Very
Yeah.
good. I got Sam Lambert.
Yeah, the
He's
British
guy who very good. A lot of people might not know him yet. They're going to. That's good. Then we have Mike V from the home gym of Valley Jiu-Jitsu.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I think we got a good squad.
Is there like a weight limit for this?
It's 800 and I believe 30 pounds. We're like 850. So we got to lose like 20 pounds, but not bad when you have 5 people. We all lose like, 3.5, 4 pounds, easy cut.
Yeah.
So I believe we're going to win. I wouldn't want to fight them 5 guys, you know what I mean?
Hell no, dude.
You never did a team tournament, I don't think, right?
Not like a quintet,
That atmosphere is different.
dude. I bet.
think there's more in the line when you're competing for like your team. Like when I'm out there on the mat, I'm like, if I lose, I'm losing for like the other 4 guys.
Oh, for sure.
Not to mention there's $5,000 on the line.
Oh wow.
So not only
is there a
am I-
buy-in?
It's $1,000 a team. Winning team gets all the money. So there's 5 teams. You circle around all the teams, and then all the winning team gets all $5,000.
So like each of you have to put up 200.
Yeah, we each put up $200. So that's what I'm saying. If I lose, not only am I losing $5,000, I'm losing my team's like $200 they each put in.
yeah.
So I figure it's a big investment for the team. So I feel like there's a lot more on the line as a competitor, not for myself, but for the whole team in general.
How does the quintet work?
Yeah, so this one is 5-minute rounds. You each give a guy 1 to 5. Each one goes in, and then that one stays in until he loses. So you can technically have your whole one guy beat all 5 guys. Very unlikely, because if the 5-minute runs out, then you both draw. You're both eliminated.
Nice.
Now when you get to the finals, it's 7 minutes instead of 5 around. So it gets longer as like you move on.
So the finals, like it has to be like final 2 or just the one.
The final 2 teams.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
The final 2 teams is now a 7-minute round for each person instead of 5.
Yeah.
So obviously, like the strategy, I guess, would be if you know there's like one good guy near the team, you can kind of send out a guy and just stall him for 5 minutes, kind of,
Yeah.
and then eliminate him.
Yeah.
Use them both out, but then their best guy is eliminated. So you
Yeah.
kind of have to strategize your order, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a good strategy for that. I won't release nothing yet.
Yeah.
We have a pretty good lineup in stored for the serious grappling quintet.
For sure, dude. I think you guys are gonna kill it.
I do
I know the last quintet, you won that Thor hammer.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you like these quintets, man? You do a lot.
I
of
like them a lot better than like I feel competing with the team. It brings you more together as like a family. It's more like a family atmosphere. I wrestled my whole life, so you kind of like in wrestling. You wrestling individually, but you have like a team score.
Yeah.
I kind of like the team atmosphere a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of have that at Naga, right? The team score
Yeah, so you
thing.
can compete individually and there's a team overall winner. But like the quintet, you like just one-on-one, like it's your team against that team, and I kind of like it. You know what I mean? I'm yelling for the guy. If he loses, I gotta go in. So then I'm watching the other guy
Yeah.
compete against him because if he beats my guy, I gotta fight him next.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an interesting format.
I like it. I
And
like
then,
it a lot. I would like to
obviously,
do one of those
The
sometime.
big thing comes is ADCC trials.
Mhm.
I've been competing at the 168.5 or whatever it is, 169 ADCC trials coming up.
Dude, that's
So that's
awesome,
kind of a
man.
big
I'm
deal.
very excited
Yeah.
to see the results
I
of
did
that
them,
one, man.
what was it, 2 years, because of COVID, I guess it was 2 or 3 years ago at this point. I won my first 2 matches and I lost my 3rd match. So I'm trying to make it further this time.
How many? So what's the bracket look like? How does
Yeah,
the
so-
ADCC trials work?
I believe the last time I was in the bracket, I think I had like 96 guys or something ridiculous. There's a lot of guys. I had to buy the first round just because of how the bracket worked out. Then I had 2 matches. I won both by submission. Then I lost, I believe, 2-0 on points. This year, I believe there's going to be like 100 guys in the bracket. So, it's no easy days there.
Do they run the whole bracket in one day?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And not for guys who don't know ADCC at the trials, it's the first 5 minutes is sub only. The second 5 minutes is points. So it's kind of like a half sub only, half points thing. So you kind of got to like strategize like where you at when the 5 minutes is up, because then it goes into points. So when you be in a bad position, obviously, you got to make sure you strategize the whole half and half system of the ADCC trials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you? What's your favorite rule set? Like, how do you like the ADCC rule set?
I like it. I'm definitely a sub only guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just like. I mean, I'm good at points, but
You
I
like
just like
EBI, the EBI OT
I
and
think there can be
everything.
some better over time. EBI is not bad, but I don't give it my back a lot. So just giving the guy on my back is kind of iffy to me. I think there should be some kind of like fight to win has a good setup. I think. I mean, I know the judges can be long sometimes, but I kind of like the 10-minute match, 8-minute match, and judge's decision.
Hmm.
But ADCC is kind of like good for Marcos, because I wrestled my whole life. And obviously, there's points involved the second half. So if it's tied the first half, I get a takedown. I'm up 2-0 with only like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
I can kind of relax a little bit and not stall, but hang out in the position for a little longer, knowing I'm winning on points.
Yeah.
Not saying I ever want to stall. I always want to submit the guy. But there's always that mindset, like, if you're winning by 2 minutes with, like, or 2 points with 30 seconds left, I'm not going to do nothing stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
for
definitely
sure.
a strategy to
For
it,
sure.
you know? And I think a lot of, like, the local guys do it, you know? There's obviously the trials for all North American people. So it's people from California, Texas, North Carolina all come up to New Jersey for the trials. So you get guys who, like, never fought before, which is cool to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of hard fighting around here, well, competing around here, because you always fight, like, the same, like, 20 guys, you know?
Yeah.
Some, like, the ADC trials gets, like, guys from all over the world, like, all over North America to come up and compete. So you have different, like, styles and stuff. Makes it an interesting day.
It definitely does, man.
And it's open belt link.
Oh, really?
So, like, the cool thing is, like, not that's cool, but, like, you could be a blue belt fighting a black belt, which kind of makes it, like, interesting. Obviously, the black belt's probably going to win a lot.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool to see, like, some of the, like, the blue purple belts fighting the black belts. Kind of get to see, like, the different, like, strategies of that.
Yeah.
You usually don't see that at a local tournament, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Especially unless it's, like, crazy, like, absolute kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's pretty legit, man. I'm excited to see that. Where's that going to be taking place? The
It's
ADCC
in New
one?
Jersey.
ADCC one's in New
The
Jersey?
trials.
Oh,
The
bro,
North American trials.
I might have to go see you,
I'm
bro.
not sure exactly. It's in New Jersey.
I might have to go watch
Yeah.
that. That's going to be
It'll
sick.
be a big event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. They just had that thing in Texas, right?
Yeah, they do, like, who's number one.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, who's number one? They have, like, a big tournament coming up with, like, all different weight classes with, like, 8 of the best people at that weight class in the world for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun to watch. It's really
That's
good.
awesome, man.
If you don't know, like, ADCC, it's actually good to watch. If you can do the trials, that would be a good event to watch, just to, like, strategize and see, like, what the best guys do in that style of match.
Yeah,
you
in
know
the
what I mean?
5-5
Yeah.
split.
For sure. Because
That's
it's
cool.
different. It's
Yeah.
definitely a different format. And
Yeah.
I believe the real ADCC is 10-10. So the trials is 5-5. When you get to the real thing, it's 10 sub only 10 points. So you can have a 20-minute match. And then it gets really grueling, you know, when you compete for 20 minutes. I don't know if you ever had a 20-minute match before. It's kind of...
I think I've rolled pretty long with some people, probably you before,
Yeah,
or
you have to be.
where we've rolled like more than 10 minutes, maybe 15. I don't
had,
know about
like,
no 20-minute
a couple
roll.
30-minute matches before. And
Yeah,
after like 20 minutes, it gets to be grueling.
yeah,
You know, I'm not even like tired, but it's just like we're both so sick.
yeah.
Yeah, I get some he just
I
strips
know,
out.
yeah.
It gets to be like too much, you know.
Yeah,
For sure.
especially if like they get a bite on something and then it's sore the rest of
Yeah,
that
for
round
sure.
because you get out.
Yeah.
We got some comments. I just want to double check on these.
Yeah, what we got?
So we got Gaetano actually. What's up, dudes? Good listen. I'm driving home till I lose service because of T-Mobile. Ask Andrew who's the coolest person he knows. Why is it Gaetano?
Guy asked that?
Yeah, I said, well, so Gaetano from Studio 84 asks Andrew, who's the coolest person you know and why is it Gaetano?
Actually, to be fair, Guy might be one of the best guys in the Jiu-Jitsu world.
Dude,
Not saying that because he's on here. He sponsors a lot of events.
he definitely does,
And
man.
let me tell you, anything that you ask him for, he will try his best to do. You know?
Yeah,
I met him a couple of times. I trained with him. He even came to our gym. And I mean, this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. He actually came to Valley Jiu-Jitsu to train tonight.
yeah.
He fought Patrick in a match.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh
sure if
shit!
you know that.
I did not.
He
I
fought-
I think he
Dude.
told me that actually. I never saw it. I need to see it.
He
Where was
fought-
that? Where was
Oh.
that? Was it on, like Fight to Win?
No, this was, oh man, something a while ago. It was in New Jersey.
Mm.
But yeah, he fought Patrick. He beat Pat. Good match. It was
Yeah,
actually a
for
funny
sure,
match.
for sure.
And then he actually came to train like a year later up here. And then ever since then, I've just been cool with him, you know. And anything, like any event, like as you know, he sponsors a lot of events. And when I was at his gym, he like gave me a hoodie and stuff. He's,
No,
he's
that's
a real
awesome,
cool guy.
man.
He really is.
Yeah,
You've
dude,
been up there to train, I know.
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite
Was
places
he
to
on the
visit.
podcast?
Yeah, I had Gaetano on the podcast.
Yeah, I thought so.
actually.
I remember.
We actually
It was
shot
in his
it
gym,
in
right?
his
Yes,
gym.
I
Yeah,
remember seeing the background now.
yeah. He actually gave me this hat. That's one of the like.
Oh,
Well,
nice hat there.
some people think like Gaetano like sponsored me. I'm like, nah, dude. Like this is. I just love this hat, dude. He just gave me this hat. I fucking love this hat. But yeah, dude. Like it was funny. Like when I was in New Jersey, like in the beginning of my podcast journey,
Yeah.
like the tour, he was just letting me park and use his shower and
Yeah,
shit,
he's-
like at his gym.
he really
dude.
is an amazing guy.
Fucking love guy, dude. Oh,
We need
fuck
more
yeah.
people like you in the Jiu-Jitsu world, actually.
yeah.
You make the community much better.
Well, dude, like a lot of people think like it's controversial that he's building the team that he's building because like he pulled Keith from like over here and like some people were like comparing him to like Atos, but I don't think it's the same because Atos does it from like they pull people from like Brazil and like you
Yes.
know what I mean. I think it's a lot different than what
Listen,
he's doing.
If the guys are willing to come, there's nothing wrong with it. you know?
Yeah.
He's not forcing nobody to come.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
And to be fair, I don't know how much he's paying them. None of my business.
Yeah,
But I'm sure they're getting a good compensation for coming over here and doing it.
Yeah,
You know what
I mean, like Keith got his own gym out of it.
That's
you know
what I'm
I
saying.
mean?
Yeah,
And I've been to some of Keith's classes
Yeah.
before. He's a great instructor. Why wouldn't
100
you want to hire a great instructor?
I agree 100%.
You know what I mean?
You're
John
gonna-
Combs is a great. Like I've been to like a few of John's classes and Jay's. My God, I
Jay's
think
actually amazing too.
Jay's like probably one of my favorite teams. Like
And the best
top,
commentator.
top three. I can't say he's better than my coach here. But,
Best commentator in the world.
by far,
By far.
dude. Him and Brandon killed it
Yes.
at Emerald City too. I never met
Amazing.
Brandon before.
I have not either.
But-
I've seen him at a couple events, but I never like spoke to him. You know.
Jay was going to the mat to coach,
Yeah.
and I had Brandon in my ear still. I'm like, oh, Jay's gone.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see how
different.
Brandon does. Dude, he was killing it. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is incredible.
I watched
dude.
the whole event, like I told you,
Mhm.
and just like them as a team, actually in general. And I don't even know if they know each other. I don't know if they actually know each other.
Dude,
before
yeah, I
this.
don't know how familiar
But
they are with each
They
other.
communicated and flowed very well as a team, and I don't even think they ever did it before together. But just as like a team, they were very good.
Dude, they were
Yes.
an excellent duo for commentary.
Yes.
I think like, dude, I've had like I've set up commentary booths a few times, man.
Yeah.
And, like what was cool about them, like there was some matches, like I was busy doing shit,
Yeah.
and they were like, oh, just saying specific shit. I was like, all right, I got to see this now. Like you know what I mean? They were getting me hype. I'm like, oh, I got to see what's going on
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Jay, like, even if you don't know jiu-jitsu, he makes you like interested in the match.
hmm
Like when I'm at home watching like a show and he's like commentating it, like even like my friends and family who don't watch jiu-jitsu, they're like looking at the TV because Jay's
Yeah.
like making you want to like
Hell
listen.
yeah.
It's amazing.
He's
It
got
really
the dude. Jay's voice is like chocolate too.
It
dude.
is. It is.
So smooth, man.
And he knows so much about jiu-jitsu, it helps him. Like he knows like every position, and he knows like most of the fighters.
Yeah,
Like he knows like their games.
dude. I remember the first Emerald City. Like I was trying to help him out. I'm like, yeah, man. Like I have like this spreadsheet that's got like the names and shit, bro. He drops like a folder on the desk. I'm like, oh,
I
he has
told you.
notes on every
I
fighter.
told
I'm
you.
like, damn,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Dude, Jay is like the best for a reason.
Yeah.
He has like a dossier on the
And
fighters and everything.
Most people
on
say my
the
last
day
name
of the event.
Kochel. He actually says Kochel.
Cockle, yeah,
It's
dude.
supposed to be
Yeah.
Kochel. He says Kochel.
Yo,
So
yeah.
he already got a thumb up. You know what I mean?
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I correct people. Like people be calling you Kochel,
I know. I
Kochel.
hear some ridiculous.
Whenever I'm out visiting, I'm like, nah, dude, he's the rooster, the cockle,
Yeah, the
dude.
rooster guys. Yeah.
I was surprised you didn't wear that shit for Emerald City.
Well,
Why don't you wear it, man?
I will tell you this. I used to wear it to almost every match. I get a lot of hate for it.
Really?
They're like, he's too cocky wearing the mask
wow.
and stuff. And I don't care about none of that. But, I feel like it needs to come back. The mask
Yeah.
has to be back on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd be surprised how much people comment, is the mask necessary? The mask
Oh,
doesn't
for
mean
sure.
anything. You're just trying to be cocky because you think you're going to win. I was just wearing the mask to help like my last name. I really thought it fit.
Yeah,
The
man.
rooster
I
mask
love
and the
it, dude.
cock
It
out
gets
of
me
and
hype. Like,
cockle.
especially if you're a fighter I don't know, and like
Yeah.
if it's two people I don't know fighting,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this guy's hype. Like he
I
came
tell
out
you
with
what
a
I need.
fucking epic walkout
I need to
song
find
and
a
shit.
song that matches the rooster mask.
You got, dude, the Rooster by Allison
I
Chain.
used it
bro.
once, and the problem is it starts off so slow.
You know, dude, this is what I'm gonna do for you right now. Tell me your favorite part of the song. I'm gonna edit it,
That's
so it's
what we
and I'm
need.
gonna send it to the
We need
guy.
something like that.
I'm gonna give
See?
him. I'm gonna give him the
If
people
we
it
get
ahead
like
of
an
the time.
edited version.
So like right when you walk out, yeah, come
There you go.
the Rooster.
That, so much better.
Right out the gate,
mean,
I'll just chop the song in
'Cause
half.
You can't wear the mask and walk out to something like
That's slow.
that's
yeah,
slow. You know what I mean?
for sure.
If you're gonna wear the mask, you gotta go all out. You know what I mean?
100%, man. I'm gonna do that for you, bro.
But Going back to Steve's match, you see him
Yeah.
walk out with the John Cena stuff.
I loved it,
I
dude.
did
You
too.
got me hyped.
We need more of that stuff out there.
I like that shit.
Me too.
It reminds me like I think it was Kevin Miranda that came out to Barbie Girl at one time.
It might have been.
Oh my god!
Another
I
good
was like, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so
But
extra.
then you gotta win.
Yo, for
Like,
sure.
If you walk out to something like that and you get submitted right away, I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta at least come out.
If
and
you're
throw
gonna
some
meet,
heat,
you better.
know?
Yeah, you gotta
You
throw
gotta,
some
you gotta
heat
float
for
some
sure.
heat if you're gonna
You
come
gotta
out to
turn
Barbie
the guy you're fighting into the Barbie girl. For sure,
That's
man.
funny.
But yeah, man. So we got a lot coming up. Let's talk a little bit about the gym, man. So you just inherited the gym. Like we have Patrick that used to own the gym,
Yes.
and he's now in Delaware. He's training with those guys out there.
Yeah.
And now it's you and Jay
Me
Palmer.
and Jason, yes.
So tell me a little bit about like some of the changes and stuff that like we're experiencing, because obviously I've been living in the bus on
Yeah,
the
for
road,
sure.
and like some changes have been happening. We changed the logo up.
Yeah, so it's now Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So for anybody out there just wondering, just because when the LLC was under Valley Jiu-Jitsu, we had to change it a little bit. So it's putting like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, made it so much easier to open a new bank account. So we kind of changed the name a little bit. And really right now I'm just trying to focus on getting this a little bit bigger, I think we have a good team here. I think we should get like, obviously 10 to 20 more students would help a lot. You know?
For sure.
So right now I'm just trying to figure out better ways to advertise, get more people in the door.
What are some strategies that you're using?
You know, I'm just trying to like focus more on like using social media. You
Mm,
know, and I'm actually like, I don't know, Spencer from the gym.
of course.
He's making us some like quick advertisements and pictures that we're gonna be posting in next month. We're working on everything right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like more advertisement with prices and like what we offer, which I think will help get a couple more people in. Well, right now we're aiming for like get more adults in. You know, we're trying to get like more 18 plus people in just so we have more adults for the class. We want to have more kids too. Maybe like an after school program would help. Like
For
maybe
sure.
getting away like to get the kids from straight from school to come to gym for like an hour, which I think parents might like. Parents work later. Maybe you come straight from school to the gym and then you can pick your kid up at the gym like an hour later. Might give you more time with work and stuff.
That's cool, man. You know, like just just that you're mentioning this, it's reminding me of a thing. When I don't know how it is in like the Lehigh Valley with the schools, but in Philly, they have a lot of like charter schools and
see, something
stuff,
like
and
that
it's
would
a
be
lot
awesome.
more experimental, like with their stuff like that.
Yeah.
We would have at my parkour gym when
Yes.
when I was still working over there. We would have like it was like a van full of kids that like you could, I guess, choose your elective. So maybe
Yeah.
like some people would like, some girls would go to like do a dance class.
Yeah.
But we'd have like a group of like a dozen kids that would show up for a parkour class.
That would be awesome.
That was like part of their schooling, and like obviously like the school paid us, and it was like a contract that, so maybe like I don't know if there's something maybe you can talk to Jay about,
yeah,
man.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, just pitch it to like some schools
Yeah.
in the area. Say, hey, like I don't know if you guys like maybe your wrestling program, like maybe
That'd
those
help a
guys
lot.
would be interesting.
Wrestling,
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu
man.
kind of translate real well.
Yeah, hell yeah, that does, man.
We're also gonna be doing some discounts if you sign up for 6 months. You save $10 a month. You sign up for a year, you save $20 a month if you pay up front. So if you have like obviously $1,200 to pay up front for a year, it's expensive in the beginning, but then you paid for the whole year and you save a lot of money over that amount of time.
Definitely,
So I think that'll
man.
get some more people in the door. You know,
Yeah,
knowing you can just pay one full price for the whole year and come as much as you want for the whole year. You don't have to worry about it each month.
yeah.
I think some people might be interested in that kind of situation. You know.
I think it's awesome too. Like generally speaking, like I remember like when I first started training, like, you know, the first couple of weeks I wasn't paying. You kind of just let me feel the
Yeah,
gym
for
out.
sure.
And it's so nice to like and you were just open to like guests. I remember
Yeah,
how
for
many
sure.
times we had like we have visitors today.
Yeah, for sure.
That Morgan guy was really
Yeah.
good. And
He's gonna be joining the team though.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited,
he's
man.
coming,
He was
he's
really,
coming.
really good.
Yeah, he's very
I'm
good.
excited to roll with him more.
Yeah.
But we just had the D-Boy seminar as well.
Yes.
I think it's really cool, in my opinion, that you are open to like outside people coming in. And I
For
think
sure.
a lot of these gyms that are more secluded, they ended up suffering because they don't allow that exposure unless they're going to
I want the whole team to
competitions.
get better. You know, if someone coming in is gonna help all my guys, I have nothing against it. I'm not here just to like be selfish for myself. You know, we're
Yeah,
a team. You know, and if someone's coming in to help me out, they can help out the whole team. Why would I not have them in? You know what I mean?
definitely,
There's
man.
no- I love everybody. I don't hate nobody out there in this jiu-jitsu like community. I'm open to train with anybody, helping anybody. If you have a question, you hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. I'll try and answer it the best I can. I'll help anybody out. You know.
Yeah,
I just,
for
I just,
sure,
I just
man.
love jiu-jitsu. You know.
Hell yeah, dude.
I might love it too much some days. Like I'll be at home and watch jiu-jitsu for like a couple hours. You know.
Yeah.
Which some people might think is too much, but I just love the sport in general. You know.
Yeah, man.
do.
I think like I think your passion for the sport translates to why everyone in the gym kind of like gravitates toward like competing. I think
Yeah.
even our style, like you were saying, like you go for more of a submission style.
I do.
I feel like everyone in the gym is the same way because of that.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Like,
We're
w-
definitely a submission hunting gym in general.
Yeah, dude, we're a bunch of snipers.
And to be
for
fair,
sure.
even the matches we lost, I don't think we got submitted in. You know, we just did the beach as a team, as we said. We did lose some matches.
Mhm.
I don't even know if anybody really got submitted that I can think of.
Dude, I can't remember the last time I got submitted in competition.
That's what I'm saying. We usually don't get submitted.
Yeah. Like I'm not even like bullshitting.
No, I
like I'm
know,
actually
yeah.
trying to think the last time I submitted in comp. Probably white belt, dude. Like
See?
my
That's what I'm
the
saying.
first battle at the beach. Yeah, man.
We
I'm,
just
pre-
gotta
I'm pretty
learn
good
to-
at I'm pretty good at defending.
We got to learn as a team in general to play the rule set better.
Yeah, I think a lot of
Yeah.
guys are really. I think in my experience, I feel like you see more people in my divisions. You see them. There's more dudes in no gi than there are in gi.
Yes.
And the gi guys really know how to play the game for
Points.
positions
Yeah, for
and
sure,
stuff. You
100%.
know, like they seldom go for submissions at
They
the
point
rate that
farm
I
you.
do. You
Yeah.
know. Interesting stuff, though.
I'll always be a submission guy, you know.
Yo,
It's
oh,
just-
absolutely.
It's what it is.
The submission hunter. You're a technician too, man. I love watching you work.
Yeah, I always try and put on a show for the crowd, you know.
Yeah.
Try and fly a little bit, or just do something stupid. you know?
Yeah. So, yo, let me ask you this, man. Like, when are we gonna get the Kochel instructional out there?
I need to pick a topic.
Yeah,
You know, I
man.
think there's my problem with that is at this point is like there's so many instructions out there. Like everybody's making one now.
Yeah,
It's
for
like, I
sure,
don't know
man.
how much it would actually be, how much people would want it. I guess I could say, you know. But I do have a good guy who could film it in front of me here.
Yeah,
So
for
I'll
sure.
definitely make one in the next couple months if we have some time here.
Yeah,
Whatever
definitely.
whatever people want. Matter of fact, if you're watching this now or if you see this later, if you have something that you like that I do or something you want to learn from me, send me a message on Instagram at KochelJiuJitsu or on Facebook at Andrew Jared Kochel, and I'll put that in my instructional that me and
Hell
Brad are gonna
yeah.
make over
Yeah.
here.
Or even comment it down below, and
There you go.
I'll make
Yeah.
sure Andrew gets the
Yeah.
notification.
Anything you want.
Hell yeah, man. Well, you know what's an interesting thing? I feel like it's pretty. Like I'll talk about like the first instructional I ever filmed was Rob Deagle's Kani
Yeah.
Basami instructional, and I really like the Kani Basami now off a single leg. I
Yeah.
love using that. I even used it at Battle at the Beach,
yes. Yeah.
in gi,
Yeah.
so I couldn't grab the heel hook
Yeah.
out of it. But man, that was one of those moves where the way Rob taught it, I was like, man, that's really interesting. I was just thinking it's difficult to teach big dynamic moves like that.
It is.
And a lot of yours are like that. Like you have that flying guillotine,
Yeah.
obviously, and like a lot of other things that you
I
do that are
believe,
really
like, You just
dynamic.
gotta like make it into steps in.
Yeah.
You can like take a move that's like flying like that and like making like a 4-step process.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for like newer people or like people who don't jump as much to learn. You know. What I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man.
A lot of it's just like even like the jumping guillotine. It's just like timing though. Like that's the hardest thing to like I think teach somebody is like they always see me doing like yo you hit down everybody, how do you do it? You have to like, get the timing down.
Yeah,
Like,
it's almost like
know what I mean?
it's almost like part of your kit. Like,
It is.
It's just
It
like
really
in
is.
there.
It's just like
Yeah.
instinctually like I just feel when to jump.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous.
No, it
Like
doesn't.
I see the
though.
guy and I'm
yeah.
just like boom, I just go
Yeah.
and I know when to jump. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
It's
It's
stuff
just like in football, right? Like the quarterback knows when to throw.
Yeah, 100%
you know,
it is.
100%. Yeah. Sometimes like he's not even thinking. He just sees the window
Hit it.
and goes.
Yeah.
You know, 100% makes sense, man. There's so many like even in guitar, like sometimes I'll be thinking like okay like to like go technical. I'll be like oh let's play something in this scale, and then my fingers will just go here and do it like
Yeah,
a
for
bend,
sure.
and I'm like oh god that just felt right. You know what I mean? You just gotta trust your body and shit.
I will say this that I'm working on going from like neck attacks to leg entanglements or leg entanglements to front headlock chokes and stuff pretty quick. I think it's my next big thing you're gonna be seeing.
Yeah.
If you're watching my matches now, I kind of go for I'm like chaining the legs to the chokes.
It's
or the chokes
crazy
to the
too.
legs.
That's like that's
And
the
it's opposite
biggest.
part of the
yeah.
body. But what I realize is like when I'm going for a guillotine or for example, they're not worried about their legs. As you was just saying, it's so far apart. You're not thinking, oh, I'm getting choked. He's gonna leg lock me.
Yeah.
Vice versa, when I pull in like a leg entanglement and the guy tries to run away, if I jump up for the guillotine, I don't think they're expecting that hop. You know
For
what I mean?
sure. Yeah,
I
it's
think
such a drastic change
Yes.
of yeah, especially if like my hands are down here getting ready to hand fight the
100%.
legs.
And I know I'm
Now
just
my
hopping
now
on
my
you,
head now
yeah.
my head's like completely vulnerable.
So I'm trying to get good at like chaining that like body parts, like head to feet or feet to head together. You know?
For sure, man. That's awesome, man. I'm really I love like I've obviously been training with you for,
A
5
while.
or 6 years
A
now.
while, yeah.
And I've seen your game evolve, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so cool like in competition to watch you do different things.
Yeah.
Because you don't always win with the same stuff. You know what I
don't.
mean? Like
I
you're
agree.
famous for like doing like the quick guillotine stuff. Like, anyone can watch any of your matches and see
Yeah.
you do that pretty commonly. But like you've won with heel hooks,
Well,
like you know what I
think that
mean? You've
makes
won
me
with
actually
several different
dangerous
chokes.
for a lot of people. Not
Yeah,
trying to say I'm
man.
that good, but I'm definitely I think a good well-rounded jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
play leg locks if they want to leg locks. I'll pass. I'll play
Yeah.
bottom.
You're
You
like
know?
obviously you said you've been wrestling for your whole life
yeah, wrestled
basically.
my whole life,
so
so
your
wherever the
stand up
match
is
goes, I'm
crazy.
pretty confident.
Yeah.
You know, which definitely helps me a lot. I feel like a lot of guys just focus on like one or two things. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, I feel like I'm decently well-rounded at every position.
Yeah.
Like escaping, attacking, uh, sweeping, passing. You know, I really do feel like I'm good at the whole overall jiu-jitsu. stuff,
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, you know what's another really cool thing? Like just talking about like you as an instructor. Like
Yeah.
I know I'm like fucking hyping you up so much right now. But just like you as an instructor, first of all, you describe things really well. Like I've never had a class from John Danaher, but I'm like from what I've heard, he breaks things down into like the really small, very specific details.
Yeah.
And I've trained and learned from his students. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I've learned from Frank Rosenthal and
Yeah,
like
for
Rob
sure.
Deagle and stuff. And other guys like that. but you take a very systematic approach to teaching,
yeah.
and I wonder if it's a testament to like how long you've been training, because how do you identify like what separates a good instructor from a bad one?
Yeah, so well, first of all, I want to say I think whenever you're teaching a move, you have to first realize what the best way to stop that move is. So I always look at it as like when I'm teaching a move, what's the first reaction my opponent's gonna have, and I try and when I'm teaching a move, stop that first reaction as well as teaching the move I'm doing. That way, like if I'm passing and they're gonna bring a knee shield in, I'm already focusing on how I'm gonna stop that knee shield to get the pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think good instructors just have like that ABC where like the mediocre instructors have like the step A. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the good ones, like obviously John, he has options A to Z already planned. You know what I mean? He has an answer for almost every counter. You know what I mean? Which is what you need. You need to have like the pass, and like when that guy brings in that knee shield or pushes away your knee, what are you gonna do to counter that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I think you have to have that ABC process lined up. You know?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
And like this is kind of an interesting thing. I was just talking to one of my friends that trains in Philly.
Okay.
And at his gym, they only let the white belts train with the white belts, and then the upper belts train with the upper belts. Yeah. But like we mix everything in our gym.
I like mixing it up. I do.
What's your thought process on that?
Yeah, I believe like as a white belt, because I like to help the white belts a lot. They need a lot of help.
Of course.
I believe like you're not gonna like another white belt's gonna make a dumb mistake, and you might always catch the white belt in something, but then you're gonna fight. Eventually, you're gonna get a better belt. You're not gonna do that same dumb stuff. So I think along with white belts, it's actually making you worse sometimes. Because like if you find a black belt, he's not just gonna reach his arm up when he's on the bottom of the mountain to give you the arm bar. Well, a white belt will try and choke you from the bottom. You're gonna arm bar him every time. So I think as a white belt, it's good to roll with white belt to see a good draw, but it's also good to roll with like a higher belt to know like what not to do, or like if I do this, I'm gonna get submitted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it just like helps you prepare for your higher belts in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a white belt and you roll with white belts and you get a blue belt, then you have some different things to worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think from the beginning, it's just good to get like an overall round like view of everybody. You know
Definitely.
I really think so.
I think so too, man. And another thing, I remember like when I was coming in as a white belt, like I was asking like, oh, who's like a good person to follow on Instagram, and I would bring in like to the gym, I would try some stupid bullshit.
Yes, for sure.
And then like I really like that you would humor me whenever I had a question about that. And I feel like not every coach is like that. They're like, that shit don't work. Get that the fuck out of here. But like I would bring you a move and you would go, well, I don't like that, but this is what I would do to make that happen. 100%. I remember you've done that to me multiple times where you're like, this isn't how I do that, but this is how it works. Like in my experience,
I won't really disregard any move.
Yeah,
I'm honest, and I'll tell you, I don't think it's gonna work against like a black belt or a good competitor.
Yeah,
but I'll at least process the move and like say what I think would work better. You know,
yeah,
I mean? Like around that move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love the way you think is beautiful,
yeah,
man.
I try.
It's such awesome. It's such a cool thing to be in the room with you, man.
I've been doing jiu-jitsu longer than anything else in my life at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think my mind just starts to process like the jiu-jitsu positions now. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like I'm at home laying on the sofa and I'm like tucking my arm in or something. It's crazy, man. It really is. Like my natural instinct in life now is like jiu-jitsu movements.
For sure.
It just
dude, like I don't even lock my leg out and stuff because I'm like, nah.
You know what I mean?
It's gotta be turned a little bit. Like I won't chill with it here. Yeah. Any way that it's gonna break, I'm always like, if someone slams down on it, I'm gonna make it so I can bend always.
It's crazy too because I'll be like walking by somebody in the street. I'll be like, oh, I could get this guy in that move. Just by looking at him. Not trying to be a dick. My mind just
you just see the way that they're sitting. It's like, oh man, you're leaving yourself vulnerable.
I'm like walking by and I'm like, oh, if I had to fight that guy, he's got a long neck. You know what I mean? It's just crazy stuff. It's
unlike Nick Massington. I remember when he came up with D-Boy for that seminar. Yeah. Dude, I was on his back for the whole round. You can't
choke him.
Dude, he's gotten like he even said it like he was joking. He was like, "Yeah, I don't have a neck, so you can't choke me." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll see about that."
I see Nick give up his back against people and submit him just because he gets like that weird ankle lock.
Yeah, he was trying that shit on me too the whole time. I'm like, he did it on my podcast. I'm like, I know that shit, Nick. I could not get my freaking hands on his chin at all.
A lot of good things for the sport. You know, Nick Massington's another one.
Hell yeah, man.
Even me, he supports me a lot. He helps me if I ever need anything. He helps me with anything I can. You know,
that's awesome.
Nick's another great guy for real.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool to have like in this tri-state area, man. We have some really supportive people.
We do.
Like,
we honestly do.
Like I think like some of the most ambitious people in jiu-jitsu are from here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
and we have a lot of like just talent in general.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean, I compete like at the local tournaments here, like Allentown, Philly, you know, New York. Then I travel, and it's easier for real. I'm not trying to be funny, but like the local area is the hardest competition for me. It really is. It truly is. Like I go down like Myrtle Beach or like other areas, I just find myself in easier matches. I'm with like the high level guys up here, you know.
It makes a lot of sense, man. Like I think like a lot of the OG dudes are like that. Like all their academies are in this area too.
is,
You know,
yeah.
like here in California, obviously.
Yeah, obviously it's like two
Yeah.
opposite sides. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, man. But like, I ain't going to North Dakota and losing no grappling industries. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, man, it's small world stuff. It's interesting to think about like the spread of skill, like and
sure.
how it's like salt and peppered
Yeah.
throughout the places. It's good stuff. We got another question. I want to look at it.
Oh, do it? Yeah. Is that Dylan Massington?
Yeah. He's saying some gay stuff. I'm not gonna say it. D-boy's saying some dumb stuff over there.
I'll show you that next time at your gym in person. That's something we gotta go over in person.
Yo, D-boy, give me my fucking hat back. Yeah, still has my
You didn't get the hat?
Yo, he didn't bring it to fucking Emerald City. Well, my fault for not letting him know. I didn't know he was gonna be there till I saw the card. It was my fault for not paying attention to that. But yeah, I gotta get my hat back from that man. But yeah, man, that's good shit. So let me ask you this, man, because I know like around the time that I started my trip, like I know like you were having some problems at home and stuff, and you ended up picking up like another job and stuff.
Yeah.
How was your mental, like, because I know like during COVID and shit, even like how did you mentally stay on top of like not being too fucking beat up that you can't train and stuff? Because I know this is your life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I even when I'm working, like jiu-jitsu isn't like another job to me. See, people act like it is, but like I love jiu-jitsu so much that it's like this the best part of my day. You know, I think actually jiu-jitsu like saves me from the rest of the stuff. Even if I am beat up or tired, like I come to the gym and I still like they're actually the best days for me. Like the days I'm like at home and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go tonight. I usually feel like they're the best days for me because I push myself through it. And I feel like that's like the best for me is like push myself through them bad times, and like jiu-jitsu just helps me with that. You know, I feel like without jiu-jitsu I'd be in a lot worse of a place. You know.
Yeah, like mentally.
Yeah, 100%. You know. Like even during lockdown, I was still training, as you know.
Yeah.
And, like that actually helped me make it fluid. You couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to be doing it anyway.
Dude, you can only play fucking Call of Duty for so many hours
my
a week,
God.
dude.
I love Warzone, but after like 2 hours, 3 hours a day,
It's
I
like,
can't look
damn,
at the TV
I
no
don't
more,
want to.
man.
Yeah,
You know what I
dude,
mean?
this shit's kind of whack. Yeah. It's just crazy because I remember when I was a kid, you couldn't get me off video games.
Yeah.
But I remember I had COVID. I was playing with Spencer and Brian.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, after a few games, I was like, damn, bro, I want to go outside.
Yeah. You have a valid statement though. Like when I was a kid, I loved it. Now I want to limit myself. Like I'm one day after like 4 or 5 games, I'm just like, yeah, I want to go do something. You know?
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
too active just to sit there.
100%, man.
I'm like I could be in the gym right now. Doing jiu-jitsu, so,
For
you know?
sure, dude. Let me ask you though, like when you had that other job and you couldn't train as much, like how did you get through that phase?
That was probably actually the hardest couple of months of my life, honestly. What actually I think helped me a lot is actually watching jiu-jitsu. It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But even when I
makes
wasn't like
sense.
in the gym as much, I was still like processing the moves, watching like the fight to wins on Fridays or like anything. Who's number one? You know, Sogi, whatever was finishes, whatever was going on that weekend. I was still like watching the matches. I think like still, you know, I wasn't training as much. I was still able like to be in jiu-jitsu circuit just by like learning through like the matches and watching other people compete. You know, I learned a lot just from like watching like other people's take on matches, like what their strategy is in the match. Like someone sits, this guy's trying to pass. What is he doing to pass? What's the guy on the bomb doing to stop that pass? Like I try and process the match as I'm watching it. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
It
man.
definitely helps me a lot.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense, man. So, like as an instructor, how do you structure putting your classes together too? Like you're saying like you're watching these things. It's just making me wonder like cuz you know, like today was awesome because today was like the first time and I'm sure you've like taught this before, maybe I missed a class or something, but you in competition, I remember Rob Deagle's one that told me this.
Yeah.
He said Andrew really likes this pass where he grabs the hip and pushes the knee.
I love it.
Like that's your shit, you know what I mean? And today was the first time like you did the class. I remember like there was another part where we went to the armbar from Neon Belly, but I'm like, no. I want to go back to this.
The pass I even showed there, I'm actually better at on my knees.
Yeah?
Which is going to be the next no-gi class in the gym.
Yeah,
But
dude. I'm excited. You got like when are you leaving for this
Friday morning.
All right. I'm going to have to pick
I'm back Sunday night. So I'll be teaching Monday.
I'm going to be in Iowa for Subspectrum for probably till the midweek, so I'm gonna have to pull you aside and be like, yo, what do you do for that?
Yeah, for sure.
I love that stuff, man. It's really cool to see you kind of break down
like the reason I did pass night
man.
just because obviously I was gone for a week because of the beach, but at the beach tournament 2 weeks ago, we had a lot of opportunities to pass, and we just weren't getting to passes. You know? So I try to look at like what the gym needs the most in general.
That's cool.
I mean, I know I got to work on some things. I work on that on like my own time. When I'm teaching a class, I try and focus on like as a gym in whole, what do we got to practice on the most. You know, and that's what I try and like focus on to help out everybody. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you train at like a lot of different gyms. Like you've trained at like 10th Planet Bethlehem, like the Finishers group.
Not as much as people think though. To be
Yeah.
fair. I do most of my training just at Valley. Honestly.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
not
of
because
course.
I don't like other gyms.
Yeah, well,
I
no,
just
it's your home gym.
with working
Yeah,
and teaching at night. I have no free time anymore. You know?
yeah.
It's
But you were training like at BCBJJ and Rat Pack as well too.
You know, I when I can, I try and travel.
Yeah.
It's
What are like what are some of your favorite places to go and like train with people?
yeah. So I don't drive too far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I'm not training at Valley, I'm Rat Pack, Berks County, I'm at a lot. You know, Finishers, 10th Planet Bethlehem. You know, that's like my local circuit. I'd love to train actually and train. I would actually like to travel and train more. I just like now with working, it's hard. You know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping eventually there's a time. Hopefully, I get better at jiu-jitsu, get more matches where I can maybe even just work part-time or quit my job, you know, and be able to do jiu-jitsu full-time.
For
I think
sure.
it's every jiu-jitsu guy's dream.
Yeah.
For me, it's just not possible yet.
Yeah.
Maybe if the gym gets bigger, we get more students, I can start to worry about that more.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Then
I
that's
could travel, do
definitely
in the
awesome.
morning, train, come back and teach at night. That would be cool. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
I think like for me, I know that my future in jiu-jitsu is not competing, right? But I enjoy doing it as a hobby.
You know, you say that. But I think some of the best people in the world struggled a lot at the lower belts. I think it's pushing through that and then like developing more stuff as you get to be at the higher level.
That makes sense.
I really do.
I think for me though, like my skill set lies in like you need people to supplement the game.
Yeah.
And me, I think with the team we have with B&B Media, we're the best film team on the East Coast for jiu-jitsu.
I 100% agree.
And I'm not saying that like I'm cocky.
No, I
People
agree.
are telling me
Oh, I
that.
agree,
They're like,
yeah.
dude, your production's better than Fight to Win.
I compete.
Dude, you like
think,
you're
on
comparable
every
with
show there
who's
is.
number one. Yeah.
And I think every event I watch or compete on, you guys do the best videoing it. For
Yeah.
Sure. I really do.
And it's nice for me to do that because another thing is like I get to travel around and meet a lot of people
Yeah.
and I don't have to worry like if I end up competing against some people that's cool like hopefully it's like some of these people's students are like removed
sure.
from them but I get to train with the best people in the world doing
100%.
this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's awesome. Like I get to like I went to studio like the first couple times and Gaetano and Jay just kept inviting me up.
Yeah.
You know, I got to train with John Combs. I got to train with Nicky Rod and all those
For
guys,
sure.
man. They're incredible dudes.
Yeah.
And fun. Like it's
Freak
fun to
athletes.
do that,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, they're freak athletes for
Yeah,
fucking
man.
sure, dude. And that's
Nicky
like
Rod,
it
definitely.
reminds me like there's a reason. It's just like what happened to Ellis, man. It's like there's a reason I don't want to be competing against these guys at the highest level, man.
Yeah.
I don't have health insurance and shit,
Yeah.
dude. I don't want to test myself against these guys that are machines.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I mean?
I understand that.
I live for music, baby. You know what I mean?
It takes
Jiu-jitsu is just the thing
a
to keep me
certain
sane.
kind of person to go out there though and like compete at the highest level. I
Yeah.
really think it does. You have to understand like that guy's really trying to like he's trying to beat you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to if he breaks your arm or your leg, he cares, but he's gonna do it for the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the moment, like his killer instinct is sharp. Like it's like a cat that like
Yeah.
is looking at something.
I gotta tell you, like
You know what I
sometimes I
mean?
like pop an ankle or something, and doing a match, I don't even like think about hurting a guy. I just do it. I don't mean to. After the match, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
But doing that, like that moment, you don't even realize you're hurting the guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just
Well,
don't.
for sure, man. Like at Naga, I broke that kid's that
Yeah,
dude
yeah,
that
yeah,
dude's
you
foot.
did,
My
you
first
did.
round, my first gi round.
Yeah, but he didn't tap for a while.
Bro, I
He
had
was
it in, and I'm like,
crazy.
dude, you're not gonna tap. And
Yeah.
I just kept going. I started feeling it. Da da da. I'm like, oh my god, he just tapped now.
Yeah.
Why would you let me do that? And I'm trying to help the guy up because like afterward, like you said, when I don't know, man. When you're tuned in, man, the last thing you're worried about is hurting another guy. Because this is an interesting. Let me ask you your take on this. I had this conversation with a friend of mine that boxes.
Sure.
In jiu-jitsu, the reason that I think longevity exists here more than like you see old dudes boxing is because I'm putting the responsibility of injury in your hands. When I put you in a bad move, you tap and I let go.
Yes.
If you get hurt, it's because you didn't tap.
100% agree.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
In boxing, when now it's my job to pull my punches
Yeah.
and not hit you as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Because you can't tap out of me fucking haymakering
for
your
sure,
temple.
for
You know
sure.
what I mean? What's your take on that, man?
Yeah, I definitely think when doing like jiu-jitsu, you have to like trust your teammates a lot.
For sure.
Like in the training room, not a
Dude,
competition.
in 2020, that was
But,
a
like,
huge lesson of mine.
yeah.
Choosing like that, and everyone was preaching that to me, even
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's like, dude, choose your training partners wisely, especially when you're
think-
traveling.
I think like for me, and specifically when I'm training for a big match, I make sure who I'm rolling with is like not that I don't want them to go. I want to roll like hard, you know what I mean? But I gotta know like if I get caught or I do something stupid, the guy's not just gonna break my arm in the gym. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I tap obviously if I get caught, but like there's some guys I roll with. I'm just like, yeah, he's gonna hurt somebody. And I think like they don't even mean to. Like they just don't do it. I think like fall on you funny.
Oh
So when I'm
yeah,
training for a big match, I try and like strategize who I'm rolling with.
yeah,
Like not being mean to new guys.
yeah,
Like sometimes there's like a
totally
big
makes
220
sense.
pound new guy. I might be like, I'm gonna skip him tonight.
yeah.
Just for the fact like he might not even like do it on purpose, but he might just be trying to pass on, just slip and fall on you. He don't know how to control
exactly.
himself.
Just
Yeah.
breaks one of your
Yeah.
toes and
They just
shit.
don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know enough yet to like not fall. On you.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I mean?
they're just clumsy.
Yeah,
they're
you know
they're,
what
they're
I
gonna
mean?
hurt themselves and you,
Yeah.
kind of shit. Yeah, man.
So I put a lot of trust in my teammates. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's an honor. When you asked me to do OT
Yeah,
rounds
see?
with you tonight, I was like, he thinks my back take is good.
That's
Oh my
right.
God. I want to look here quick.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you got Quinn Atkinson from RFFL out there just giving you some love. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
But
miss
yeah,
them guys too.
yeah, dude. Yo, so like, let's talk about that a little bit, man. You got the flag football thing going on.
I do
So
play flag
you're
football.
passionate about football, just like jiu-jitsu, man.
Yeah, I had a different mindset though. I'm not like making money doing flag football or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I play that for fun. I'm competitive in general.
Yeah,
So I hate to lose at checkers.
yeah.
So you know what I
for
mean?
sure.
There's a lot of passion for football. More of the fact that I just don't want to lose because I hate losing. You know?
Yeah, for
But,
sure.
yeah. But I mean, flag football is like a fun activity for the weekend. You know, I think it gets my mind off of even not like in a bad way, but it gets my mind off some other than jiu-jitsu too. Because I compete so much, I train so much. If you're going out and just playing football on a Saturday night, sometimes like makes me just relax and not be so worried about competing or anything. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
But that's where like I think majority of your injuries came from that.
I get
over
hurt
jiu-jitsu.
99.9% of the time in flag football, not jiu-jitsu.
That's fucking
100%.
crazy, dude.
100%.
Why is that, man? Like, what is it about like
Man, I
flag
don't know.
football
I
that
just, like,
happens?
I've run
Because
into
it's not even
someone-
full contact, right? It's flag.
Yeah, it gets physical though. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
definitely- it's
You don't have to
physical.
tell me, dog.
But it's like,
I've seen
man,
it.
I slide for a ball and a guy knees me in the thigh or something stupid. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
I broke my wrist. I was running for a ball, I was trying to intercept it, and I ran into another guy, the receiver, and I ran into him. I broke my wrist off his body. You know,
That's
It's
crazy, man.
freak injuries. Yeah,
It's wild.
it is. You
How
were
do you-
filming the games for a while. That
Yeah, I was,
interesting.
man. And I remember like that's one of the ways Kevin hurt himself too, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Yeah, I want to keep an eye on time. Make sure like if it's getting too late,
No, I'm
just
good,
let
I'm
me
good.
know, okay?
Yeah, I got like 10 more minutes. If you want.
Oh yeah. Sure. All right, I'll ask some more prying questions here.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll move it toward the end here. Tell me like so obviously like on the last podcast, anyone can go check that one out. You're undefeated in MMA. I think you only had like one or
One
two
fight.
fights, or
One
what was
fight.
it? Just one
One
fight.
fight.
So it's still 100% rate of
I'm
victory.
undefeated.
But let me
One
ask
fight,
you,
one
would you ever do a street beefs?
I would love that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if any way Street Beefs is watching this, I'm down anytime to fight anybody.
That's awesome.
Anybody. Any weight, anybody you got. They're going to lose,
Yeah.
but I'm ready to go.
That's awesome. You watch street beefs a lot?
I do.
We drop it in the chat. I know a lot.
We do.
Who's your favorite guy? Do you have a favorite guy?
I do not. I
I
think,
do not.
and I tell you why. I think they all can't fight.
Damn.
They really
dude.
can't. But I tell you what gets me into Street Beefs more is Sam.
Yeah.
Sam is nuts about it.
Yeah,
He was
dude.
telling me, I actually drove with Sam to Rat Pack to train one day. So
Yeah.
Me and Sam took the Alla drive together.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to fight in Street Beefs. Sam's all into it.
I know,
So,
dude.
Yeah, so
He's
it'd
the
be
reason.
cool to
He's
go
the
down.
reason. He's the reason I want to do
Yeah.
it now too.
It'd actually be cool to go down with like a couple of guys from the team. It would just be like a fun weekend.
It
I
would
think.
be fun as hell.
Actually talking about that, like, I'd like to fight MMA in general again.
Yeah.
I really would. I didn't do it for like 5 years at this point, but I think in the next year or two, I'd like to get back in the cage and do a couple fights.
Yeah, man.
I think I have the skills. Not many people know this. I did striking for a while when I was younger too.
Dude, hell yeah,
You know?
man. I remember the one day, like, I didn't take your striking that seriously.
Yeah.
We put the gloves on. My God. I boxed before I did jiu-jitsu.
Mhm.
And, you know, I'm not fucking,
Yeah, for
I'm not
sure.
some accomplished boxer or anything like that. But, you know, I knew, like, a couple combos. I knew how to, you
Yeah.
know, how to bounce and stuff. Like, keep and, you know, dip punches. But, man, you were fucking my abs up.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't even going for headshots, bro. Like,
No, I
was,
love the body.
After that first
Oh.
round, I was so winded. I'm like, Andrew, like, I couldn't even keep my hands up. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
You were starting to fuck me up. I think I got you with like 2 good punches in
Yeah,
like 3
for sure.
rounds. That's it.
And that's like I also feel like I have like a good wrestling game for MMA.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at wrestling. I'm good at passing.
Yeah, man.
I think I could pass a lot of guys and just ground and pound.
For sure, man.
You know?
I think it's cool. Like you do the combat jiu-jitsu as well, man.
I did do one combat jiu-jitsu tournament. I won the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
You know?
You fought through like some pretty good stuff. Like you had some who you fought David Weintraub in the finals and everything,
I fought him
man.
in the
Like
finals.
and that's his
Yeah.
thing. Like he's
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure his striking is like
Not
his
that I'm
forte and
talking a
stuff,
lot,
or
you
combat
know,
jiu-jitsu rather.
I had 4 matches that day, and I grappled 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So I nuked the average guy in under a minute. You know, not
That's
saying
awesome.
that's real good, but I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it was a bracket that money was on the line for.
Yeah, I think I
so.
won like $2,000 or $3,000, a couple $1,000. So I made like $1,000 a minute. That's not too bad of a payday.
That's
You
pretty,
know what I
that's
mean?
pretty all right,
That's
man.
not too bad.
That's pretty all right.
Yeah.
I'll say. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yo, so let me ask you, like, is there a promotion you haven't done that you'd like to do?
I'd like to be on an EBI eventually.
Yeah?
You know, I like sub only, EBI sub only. Obviously, I have the overtime, but I would love to be on EBI one day. If Eddie Blavo or any of the high 10th planet guys ever hear this, you know, if you want to get me on a show, I'm down anytime to come out and compete. You know,
Would you do, like, one of the big combat jiu-jitsu events?
Yeah, I love combat jiu-jitsu. I'll do any combat jiu-jitsu, any normal jiu-jitsu tournament. You know, at this point, I just want to compete.
That's
So
awesome,
any
man.
event that wants to have me, I'll go and compete, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is there a match you'd like to have that you haven't had yet?
See, this is what everybody always asks me.
Yeah.
And this is the toughest thing for me because I feel like I fought so many people that it's hard to just pick somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to fight anybody, honestly. Anybody ranked in like the top 30. You know what I mean? I just want to fight the best guys in the world
Yeah,
that I
man.
can find, you know?
Where do you think you're ranked? Like, do you have an official ranking for your weight class?
I don't do a lot of like the tournaments that get me ranked enough.
That
you
makes sense,
know?
right?
I don't compete like a lot of them events. That being said, I do fight like a lot of the ranked guys. I think I do pretty well. As you know, I beat some ranked guys before.
Absolutely.
You know, so really any match when I'll fight anybody, but I would prefer people like in the top, like, you know, 30, 40 ranked. I think I'm good enough to beat like the guys at that top rank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
there would be some good
even
matches.
you had some of the, you know, top 20 dudes probably at 145 and at Emerald City, and
Yeah,
you
for
had
sure.
defeated some of those
Yeah, I beat
names.
some of them before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So I think it's definitely easy to say that you're
For
at
sure.
that level.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows you're world class,
I
and
try to
anyone
be.
I ask, says,
I
you
try
know,
to be,
they,
you know.
they agree with me when I bring it up.
But yeah, EBI would be cool. To be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
So we had when I had Tom Sellemer on, I
Yeah.
asked him a question. I said, Tom, if you could have any rematch, who would it be? And he actually mentioned
He
you, and
picked me.
it was so cool
He
that
did
we were
pick
able
me.
to make finishers actually made the
Yeah.
match happen. Actually,
I did have the match. I won by back triangle. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see it, you know?
so for you, I want to ask you the same question now. If you could have any rematch, well, who would it be?
Rematch wise, I'd definitely say Andrew Tackett or Dylan Royce.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, for sure.
nice.
I fought Dylan Royce at a fight to win. I think we were both brown belts a while ago. I lost by decision. I think, and I like Dylan Royce. There's nothing bad against Dylan Royce.
Yeah,
I just think we're like both an entertaining matchup. It's like fun
Yeah.
to watch us compete.
you like
with
his
each other.
style and
I
stuff,
do.
of course. Yeah.
Same thing with Andrew Tackett. I
Mhm.
think he's a great guy. I think we're both like active, moving around the whole time. It makes for a good show. You know what I
Mhm.
mean, for people to watch.
For sure.
So I definitely, you know, if I had to pick 2 guys, Andrew Tackett and Dylan Royce would definitely be on the list.
For sure,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome, man. Well, all right, brother. Do you have any like shout outs, anything last sentiment stuff? I know
No, not really.
you got my man's got work at like 5 a.m. tomorrow, so
No, I'm good.
I gotta release him quickly. We have one more comment. Let me see.
question?
We got a couple. Can't confirm. We got Frank the Tank out here.
miss
saying
Frank.
it,
Frank, get
yeah,
back
where
to
you
the gym.
been
I
at,
miss you
Frank?
so
Come on,
much, man.
COVID's over, bro. No more excuses. Get back in the gym, baby. Oh, you quit again. Quinn just saying some stuff.
Yeah, he's trying to speak some jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
now. I like it. I like it.
That's awesome. But yeah, man. So final sentiments, anything that you want to throw out there?
Really, I like to say this. Thank you to Loblis still. I don't know if people who maybe know Loblis, but they sponsor me, give me free gear, help me compete when I need stuff.
How did you get that sponsorship?
Well, actually, so to be fair, Dylan Mastin was sponsored first, and I didn't even try and copy Dylan. What happened is Dylan got sponsored by them, and then we seen it for Pat. So Patrick made a whole team order, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna buy all this stuff." And I see computer time. Do you want us to sponsor you? So they actually
They
so then
offered it
Pat
to you.
Pat
That's
talked to
sick.
him about it, and after Pat and them talked about it, they were willing to help me out.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, just shout out to Loblis and obviously all my Valley Jiu-Jitsu people. I love all you guys.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's really it for me, man.
That's
You know,
awesome,
yeah.
brother. Well, thank you for coming on
Yeah,
the show
thank you, man.
again, and
I love you, man.
and we didn't get to film it today, but next week we'll have to do a move demo. Maybe.
Yeah, matter of fact, if any of you guys want to see something specific on this film demo, send it to Brad, and we'll do 2 or 3 things for you guys.
Oh, sick. Yeah,
Yeah, there we
definitely
go.
comment down below, guys. If drop it in the live chat or in the comments below, and I'll tell Andrew what people want to see, and we'll make
If
it
you're not
happen.
subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to this man.
Oh, I
He has
appreciate
amazing
it.
videos.
I definitely try to do my best.
There we go.
I'm a one-man band over here,
There
as
we
you
go.
can see. Andrew was like, "Oh, you do this all by yourself?"
It's impressive. It's a lot of work.
Before.
It is. I don't think
It
people
is,
understand
man.
how hard it is to like, do all this. You know?
Yeah, man. Cause like I'm doing the technical stuff,
All by
and then I
yourself.
have to run the
100%.
show and keep
Yep.
you engaged.
Yeah.
So it definitely is, man. But all right, I'll let you get
Peace,
to get to
guys.
sleep.
See ya.
Peace out.
See you, brother. What do these guys want?